Well, good morning, folks. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about sabiki rigs. Sabiki rigs. I have a lot of them. To me, they're just like tools. They work in fresh water and salt water. They're a must when it comes to catching bait. And they'll do it very quickly and efficiently. There's a lot of different ones that I use. This one is made by Fish Catchers. They're pretty inexpensive, $3, $4. It just depends on where you're at. I believe they're a little more expensive if you go towards Florida, because this is a must if you pier fish. These sabiki rigs right here will catch anything from pilchards, greenbacks, or menhaden. They'll catch croaker, pinfish. They'll catch all kinds of stuff. I've even caught pompano with them back in the day. These baits has been around a long time. Right here, there's one. Here's an eagle claw. And here's a Hayabusa, which is a good one. You need skipjack sizes. They come with different size hooks. But this is the one I usually use here on the Tennessee River for skipjack herring. And I have these in a rig wrap box. That's how I stow them. And I'll just keep them in my boat. I'll have 4 or 5 of these in my boat at all times. Never know what'll happen out there on the water. Let's get one of these out. This is the best way. Look how easy this bait right here comes out. To stow them. Sometimes they tangle up a little bit, but usually not. There's a lot of different ways you can fish a sabiki rig. You can fish with them vertically, like off of piers in salt water. You can put a popping cork behind them, like if you're anchored up in a river system. Pop that cork every once in a while, and it will attract skipjack herring to these baits. And this is where you tie it on the main line. And most of these baits have anywhere, or rigs have anywhere from 5 to 6 individual baits on them. And here's a snap swivel right here. I usually use bell sinkers and get different sizes because it depends on the current that you're dealing with.
That's the dang boat that Sue Bob said she's going to divorce me over.
Sue Bob's got hair all over around her lips and her neck. We'll show the rig to you right here. It's just a popping float with a sabiki rig, and there's a fish right there. Or it may be 2 of them. A lot of times if you'll reel it back slow, if there's a lot of fish out there, they'll load up on that sabiki rig. It's really a cool deal here. Now John's got some heavy tackle right here, but you have to have it. I got 2 big skipjack right here, folks. Or one big one on the end. If a person wants to come out here and catch a lot of fish, this is the way to do it. And they pull, they're powerful fish. This is a pretty good skipjack right here, folks. That right there is a catfish bait.
That's right.
Hard to beat that, ain't it? Let's put him in the bucket. Okay. All right, let's let it go back to the back. Now this sabiki rig's probably around 8 feet long, I imagine. So you got to be careful right here. You'll have the awfulest mess, folks, you've ever seen in your life. But I'm gonna let it on back there. You ain't got to go real far. What we're doing is offsetting our floats a little bit. John's fishing a little farther out than me, or I can do the same thing. But you can either hold this rod or you can put it in this rod holder, either way. Now I just had one flash at mine right then. Let's just hold it in the current right there. And you really don't have to worry about it, folks. I mean, you're not gonna go long without a bite. As y'all can see, I just got one hooked again. That's a good fish right there. This is a female here, undoubtedly. You're talking about pulling right here against this current. My. It does, because one wrong move and you got a heck of a mess. Look here, what a fish, folks. Woo! Now that is a freshwater tarpon. Tennessee tarpon right here. Okay. Look at there. That fish right there is 2 pounds. Probably. Let's put him in the bucket. Yeah, old Elmo's having...
Excuse Elmo?
He's having trouble with Sue Bob. They're fussing here lately. Yeah, they can't. He went to the dollar store and he forgot to get some buttermilk and pig's feed, and she's been mad at him ever since.
Don't mess with that woman's buttermilk. Even I know that, and I know you married to her.
That fish right there smacked it now, John. He didn't play with it. He hit it like a bass fish would.
Yeah, they did.
The thing about it is, if you try to pull them in too quick, folks, a lot of times they'll rip the hook out in this current. You're better off just coming with them. Yeah, that's a female. Look here, what a fish. This is a good one right here. Golly, bum, you talking about some shoulders on a herring. That one right there is a primo in shape, girthy. Hey, whoa, let's put him in the bucket and catch another. Hey, whoa, man, whoa.
When you're setting your boat up, go old school. Skipjack are pretty skittish, and you can push them out of an area pretty quickly. So when you set your boat, you pick you a current scene that you see some skipjack activity in, or you just think there's going to be fish there. Drop your anchor and shut everything off. If you have a trolling motor that's got a spot lock on it, just that sound of that trolling motor is enough to keep them away from your boat. If you have your electronics pinging, that's enough that'll drive them. I mean, I do this a lot, and I've learned a lot over the last, going on 5 years now, that just that little bit of noise, that little bit of ping from your electronics, and the trolling motor sound will keep them run off. And I found you'll catch a lot more fish if you just drop an anchor, shut everything off, and fish. They'll get in closer, and there'll be a lot more of them group around. And a lot of times, right behind your boat, if you're in a current, there'll be a little swirl area right behind your boat where the current's pushing. A lot of the little bait fish will come and they'll gather in that little area right there, little shad, little minnows right behind your boat. So we got one here just literally hanging right off the back of the boat, and we catch a lot of them just by doing that too. So
them some good tips. That's good tips right there. But that trolling motor situation, I tell you, that spooks about all fish.
Yeah.
Especially bass in real shallow water.
Yeah,
or
one right out of the back of the boat.
Yep. Crappie. There's one right there. Right there in that current seam you're talking about.
Yep, right out the back of the boat.
That Foley spoon, I tell you, they love them.
Yeah, they do. Most of my rigs that I have will have a Foley spoon on the end of it.
Now, I want y'all to look, speaking of birds, look at all the birds. Okay. And that white stuff is floating right there on the surface, if y'all can see it. That's poop.
Big birds got big poop.
Well, folks, we had a great time down here at Wheeler. Now, the next time you see me here, we're going to be catching smallmouth. I'm going to come back. I'm going to catch live shad. We're going to drift and catch smallmouth. And I've had a great time with my little buddy. He's small, but we got to take care of him out here catching fish.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all for the great comments, everything y'all do.
You know what he's talking about. He's talking about woo.
And remember,
Go fishing with the kids.
Bob called it good for you.